So today I will discuss some of the mid-prices in the defence. I think we have quite a few good options of the mid-prices in defence. I'm not going to go over them too in depth. Still very early, but I do like quite a few of them. And I think the defences make or break this year. It's going to be a tough year because we have some really good premiums, and the new kick-in rules, we have to work around that too. So players that take more kick-ins, you would think, score more points now. So that's why Jake Lloyd's in my team right now, but he's no guarantee to be starting. So yeah, defence is very hard to pick. I thought everyone's defence would be Whitfield, Doherty and Williams. Doherty went down, and we just have so many other options right now. So yeah, I'll discuss those. First one I want to discuss, actually before I discuss that, there's three types of mid-prices, in my opinion. The ones we like are the ones that are getting a role change. So Conor Blakeley this year, you would think he plays more midfield than halfback, although he might play a bit of halfback still. But yeah, so he's gonna spike in scoring. You would, I'm just guessing, but I think he will. His scoring is gonna spike because of a role change. Sicily last year, and usually we have some sort of proven history behind this. So Sicily finished, I think, the back year off quite strongly in, I think it was 2017, I think. And yeah, just a role change, score more points because of a role change. Another one is the fallen premiums. These usually are quite reliable picks, provided their injury wasn't that bad. I think Stephen Cornelio last year, he was quite cheap because of injury, so there's that. So finally we have breakout picks. I think Clayton Oliver and Zach Merritt in their second year. It's so hard to get a read on breakout picks, and they're kind of rare to just have that one big jump in the year. They're just hard to pick. I avoid breakout picks because these picks usually have no proven scoring history. Whereas a lot of players with role change, we've seen them a little bit the season before with role change, or fallen premiums, they used to be premiums, so there's some proven there. So that's what I will say about that. Anyway, on to the picks. So first we have Harris Andrews, key position player, was the best defender statistically. Excuse me, key position defender. Actually, it doesn't really matter though, if you're key position or not, because we don't have to pick key position players, but Champion Data had him as the best ranked key position defender, and he was scoring okay. I think he was taking a fair few intercepts. He got knocked out, so his average should be a bit higher. He's a fine player, Andrews. Key position players are kind of up and down. That's my issue with that. So I think Andrews is an okay pick. I don't think we're going to see like a huge average out of him, but I expect somewhere in the 90s from Andrews. Jimmy Webster is injury prone, and I don't know what St Kilda are doing with their defence this year. I think they've sent Josh Battle. I think they're trialling him in defence right now. He's a young player there. Plus Roberson coming back in. This spells trouble. I would not touch Jimmy Webster. Next we have Conor Blakeley. So he is training with a midfield group. Pretty good preseason so far. Has had a few injury problems, which isn't good at all. But yeah, you think he's a big body midfielder, so he can win the contested possessions. When he's played midfield, he's actually scored very well there, but he just hasn't been used enough there. So I like Conor Blakeley. I'm not sure he's the best pick for 22 rounds, just because he does pick up injuries, and who knows with Ross Lyon, you cannot trust that man, especially at a Christmas party. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of. Actually, I am a fan of Conor Blakeley, but I just don't trust him fully. But there's still a chance I pick him. I think he's definitely good value. Now, Alex Witherden is a breakout pick. He's never had a premium scoring year. Maybe if he took more kick-ins, if they had the rules last year with the kick-ins, maybe he would have been a premium. I'm not sure. But he's on the verge of becoming a premium. So I don't mind Alex Witherden. Will I pick him? Probably not, because I don't like breakout picks. I think Witherden is the hardest one to pick this year, I think, out of the defenders, because he definitely has huge potential. But is this his year? I don't know. So it's quite difficult to get a read on with Witherden. So fine player, big future, but I'm just not sure it's this year yet. If you pick him, that's absolutely fine. Next, we will discuss Wayne Miller, actually. So Wayne Miller, he is so talented. I would have him top 5 talented players that were born in South Australia in the competition. Reads the play so well. Beautiful kick of the ball. Just makes the right decisions. And I believe he averaged 90-something in the second half of the year. I really like Wayne Miller. I think he's going to get a little bit of midfield time this year. I expect low to mid 90s average from Miller. Does pick up the odd injury, but I actually quite like Miller. I'm not sure he takes many kick-ins. I can't remember. I think the kick-ins will be done by Brody Smith mostly, but I don't mind Wayne Miller. I think there's value there. I don't think he's an incredibly good pick. I think he's an okay pick, but I don't mind him at all. Now, one guy I want to talk about is Hayden Crozier. So this guy was the standout in training for... sorry, my battery's low on my phone. Hayden Crozier was a standout in training in one of the Dogs training sessions. I just think he's a professional. He's well-spoken. I've watched a few interviews with him, but I guess most players are media trained. So... he doesn't take many kick-ins, which is a problem. I think Johannesson takes most of them. I can't remember. But I know Crozier doesn't take as many kick-ins as some of the other mid-pricers that are coming through. Witherden does take a lot. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but that's my main issue. But he averaged 95 in the second half of last year. That's pretty good. So a few people are bullish on him, I've heard. So yeah, I do like him. I think I like him a little bit better than Miller. So he's one that might be in my team. He's also a little injury prone as well, which is kind of annoying, but that's what happens with a lot of players in the 400k bracket. So he's 0% ownership. That's not right. I think he deserves maybe like 5%. But most people don't know who he is, so he's one to watch. So yeah, keep Hayden Crozier and Wayne Miller in mind for the preseason. Hopefully Magic Door's doing alright. Obviously we're not picking him, but hopefully he gets back. Okay, we have Zach Williams. Lock him in. End of story. He might not be like a top 10 defender, but I think for his price, he's just too good to pass up. I see it as more of a risk not starting him than starting him. So I will pick Zach Williams. We have Michael Hibberd. I really don't like what I saw last year. His average was 73. That's dreadful. No, I can't go there. Even if he gets his old roll back, which I doubt will happen. It was such a big fall from grace. At 27 average drop in 1 year. That's too much. I don't think it's going to go right back up, so I would avoid Michael Hibberd. I like some of the other options around his price. Nick Newman is a no for me. He was in my first team, but I've learned a bit more. I don't think he's going to be playing the role of Doherty. I think they're kind of a little bit different players. I think he's going to be playing the role he was playing at the Swans, which is, I don't even know, but all I know was he wasn't scoring that great in that role. So that's just a bit of what I read about today, but we can still keep an eye on him, but it's a no for me at this stage. Now these are the difficult picks, and I'm talking about one, Brody Smith. Brody Smith is going to take a lot of kick-ins. The new kick-in rules were made for Brody Smith. He has an absolute cannon on him, on his, I think it's left foot or right foot. I can't remember. No, I can't remember. Anyway, I don't mind Brody Smith. I don't think he's going to be a premium, but he's underpriced. He'll make a little bit of money, and he's going to benefit from the kick-in rules. And one of the reasons why I don't mind Brody Smith is because I think the rookies in defence, they're not very good this year at this stage. I think we have a lot of good mature age midfielders and forwards for rookies, but it's just in defence, they're just not there. If we had good rookies in defence, I would not pick Brody Smith. But at this stage, it looks like we don't have very good rookies. So, fine player Brody Smith. I'd expect him to average 80 to 85 with the new kick-in rules. It's not great, but it's a guy, super good job security, and in a year with poor defence rookies at this stage, he adds a bit of stability to the back line. And there's always the chance, we can use him, you can keep him as D7 later, because Brody Smith is capable of pumping out the odd 140, so that's that as well. So if he does that, he can make money quickly. So not the greatest pick, but I think for this year, it might be okay. Also, we have Dylan Roberson. I just don't know how the Saints are going to use Roberson. No doubt he can play. If he's back in his old role, then that's great. But I just don't know. There's too much uncertainty, and he did have the heart issues, I think it was, and I don't know why he was on a modified program for so long. If it was still affecting him, those heart issues now, that would be a bit worrying. But maybe the Saints were just being conservative. So for his price, I don't mind Roberson. I just think there's just a bit of uncertainty there. So yeah, and also we have Pierce Hanley. So injury prone, do not go there. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for tuning in or staying this long. Yeah, so lots of interesting picks. So for now, my mid-prices are Zach Williams and Brody Smith. I wouldn't mind getting Crozier in, but and maybe Miller, probably not, and maybe Blakeley too. So yeah, probably those are my favourite mid-prices, those guys that I just mentioned. So we'll wait and see, and we'll see you soon.